To Valley News Live at 4. What you're watching is some dramatic video released by the Maryland Attorney General's office showing the end of a police chase as a car crashes into a building and the building collapses. Investigators say Baltimore police tried to stop a stolen car and the chase would come to a deadly end when the driver of the stolen vehicle hit another car and a pedestrian before crashing into a vacant row home that collapsed and killed a pedestrian. The driver was taken into custody and the investigation continues. Ukrainian troops are conducting drills near the border with Belarus to protect against new Russian invasion. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is demanding an end to the war, but Ukrainian forces aren't taking any chances. The drills follow warnings the Kremlin is planning a renewed offense this spring. The soldiers have modern technology right at their fingertips, like a reconnaissance drone, keeping an eye on the border for any signs of trouble. But in Ukraine's east, the fighting is only intensifying, making protecting the north an even higher priority. Today, Washington is announcing its latest military aid package for Ukraine worth $400 million. The U.S. has given nearly $32 billion in weaponry to Ukraine since the invasion just over a year ago. Mental health experts have rolled out a gaming app to help kids traumatized by the war in Ukraine. Millions of youngsters were forced to leave their homes when Russia invaded last year. As Ian Lee reports, psychologists say the technology is helping refugees work through isolation and anxiety.
It was a mad dash for many to get out of Ukraine when Russia invaded last year, including Natalia Levitska.
I just looked at my window and I saw explosions.
She uprooted her daughter Polina last May for a new, safer life in London. Her husband stayed behind in Kyiv to help the war effort.
Not being together, it's very difficult because I need to make a lot of decisions by myself.
While they left the war never left Polina. The 6-year-old felt anxious in her new home until her mom found out about a phone app.
So you're the rabbit.
I'm the rabbit, yeah, and this is me. I was, oh my God, that's exactly what we need because it's so cool.
Designed by child psychotherapist Louis Weinstock, the game called A Part of Me follows a young girl trapped in an enchanted forest.
The idea of a child being trapped in a tree is perhaps obviously also a metaphor for what can happen when we experience trauma, that we can feel isolated, frozen in different ways.
Yeah.
Both Polina and her mom were hooked.
Yeah, more potion now.
The game is really relaxed and every time we get new charms.
Weinstock now wants to get this game to more kids stuck inside Ukraine.
There was an overwhelming need for some kind of digital mental health support, specifically focused on helping children and parents through the trauma of the war.
Okay, you can read the next one.
Natalia is working to translate the app, hoping the power of play can help Ukrainian children through their darkest days. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
According to the United Nations, the war in Ukraine has killed nearly 500 Ukrainian children and injured almost 1,000. One of the first black officers in the Green Berets received the nation's highest military honor today. Vietnam War veteran retired Army Colonel Paris Davis was given the Medal of Honor during a White House ceremony more than half a century overdue. Davis was hit by a grenade and gunfire, but still risked his own life to save the lives of 2 of his soldiers, and then ignored an order to retreat to save the life of a 3rd. Davis is now one of just 65 Americans still alive to receive the honor.